Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scope Podcast. I am Chance, your host for the day, and we have NuSkool YLB on the set today. He is one of ReScope Records artists who is releasing the album called New Wave, and he has already released one of his debut singles called Thru The City. NuSkool, we like to start off with, oh, what's up, man? You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, you ready for this podcast?
I'm ready for the podcast.
So we kind of like to start this podcast off with a little icebreaker. That way you kind of get in your feels, you know, you're just like, all right, I'm good to go. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to count 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And you're going to have a number 1 through 5 in your head. But instead of saying that number, you're going to put it up on your hand. Okay. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 is in your head. So you're going to go 4.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to do that about 3 times. You ready?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, dude, we are not in sync today. Okay, well then, mind if I ask you what your favorite color is?
Blue.
Okay, a little obvious, right? I mean, we got the blue cup. My blue cup is in my green cup. So, what's your second favorite color then?
Royal blue.
Okay. Should I dare ask a third?
Baby blue.
Okay. So we're in the blue family over here. I don't know if you know it. Well, then, so now that I know your 3 favorite colors, it's going to be easier to roll off the tongue.
All right.
So our second icebreaker for the day is we are going to think of a color in our head, and then on a count of 3, we're going to both say it out loud. You ready?
Are we doing it?
You better not say royal blue, baby blue, or navy, I swear.
Okay,
you ready? All right, 1, 2, 3, blue.
Right.
I said it. Okay. 1.
I was going to say blue.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, then we would have been in
blue.
sync.
Okay.
I told you not to, but I guess you listened.
It was about to roll off the tongue. So
Okay. Well, NuSkool listens, everybody. Did you get that? So, 1, 2, 3, purple. Too slow.
Okay.
All right, one more, okay? And then we'll hop into all the business.
All right, let's handle it.
All right, 1, 2, 3, orange.
Oh,
close. All right, you did a good job. I'm proud of you. So tell me a little bit about this single, Riding Through the City.
I really wanted something that's popping, a nice hip feel, summertime vibe, party vibe, club vibe, something to roll to, drive to. I heard the beat, started riding to it, loved how it came out, and it really gave me that energy, that club hype, that party vibe, and that's really what I'm into, and it stuck.
Well, I think you did a great job with it because, any way that you go with this song, it is that party vibe and it is that club vibe. Yeah. And I don't know if you're familiar with the podcast, but I usually rap lyrics to the rapper that's sitting in front of me. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You want me to? Okay, I'll start out with the part that everybody knows, okay? Let's go a little back and forth with this, right?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Say you want to ride through the city with me.
Say you want to ride with the top down.
Okay, that's the wrong part.
I don't even know.
Okay, I'll just rap that to you because I don't think this back and forth dynamic is working too well. Okay. Would you agree?
It's a little off.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I got my thing going here, and so I kind of got to keep on my roll.
Okay. Roll through it.
Okay. Say you want to ride through the city with me?
Say you going to ride with the top down. If you want to skirt because I'm hot now.
Okay, you got the perfect part. So with that, I do want to ask about some lyrics. You know, you say, I kiss him, then I piss him, then I put him on French. Can you tell me a little bit about what that means?
I kind of meant I chill with them and kick them to the curb, basically.
Okay.
I have a good time, have a good night.
Yeah.
I kiss them, I do my thing. Then I piss them off, and then I put them on French. They want to come back.
All right.
So even though I pissed them off, they're trying to come back. They enjoyed the party vibes. So.
I see. Okay, so you give them such a good time that even though they're solidly mad at you, they're going to keep coming back.
They came back.
All right.
I put them on French.
I like it. So it's kind of funny because when you listen to that full verse, it's all my mistress call collect, all my women all accept, the ones who putting money in my pockets, I guess I kiss them, then I piss them, then I put them on. Put him on French. Yeah, I like it. You know, I don't mind it. I found myself after listening to the song so many times, I was just repeating those lyrics over and over again. Not the ones that we just said,
they
but
stick. They stick. It's catchy. That's another thing I love about the song is it kind of has that catchy vibe where everybody kind of gets it stuck in your head, and it's kind of a good thing. That's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
They
no,
like
for
the song.
sure.
They feel the song. Cool, okay.
For sure. No,
Works
they
out.
do. I like bumping it in my car. You know, it makes me feel a little wild. Like I'm gonna go out clubbing
Cruising through the
tonight.
city,
You know,
yeah.
take my man. All right, honey, let's go.
All right, let's go. Yeah, definitely.
So you're used to being an independent artist, and now you're signed to ReScope Records. What's that like?
It's different. It's a different vibe. It's a good vibe. I love the vibe. I love the people I'm surrounded with. It's all work. Ethic is amazing. Everybody has the same goal as I do. Everybody has the same dream as I do. Me and the artists get along so well. We all we inspire each other. This is our dream, and we make it work through each other. We're pushing it with each other, and it's a great vibe. It gives me that push that I didn't have before.
It's a collective of creatives.
Very.
That are striving towards the same goal, which is music.
Yeah, and they say surround yourself who you want to be like.
Yeah, and you always surround yourself with people, that are a little bit better at the game than you.
Yeah.
Because if you surround yourself with the ones that are better at the game than you, then it's progression.
Right.
You're learning.
Constantly progressing, yep.
Yeah, you're around the ones that have that wisdom. Is there anyone per se, throughout records that you would say has given you that umph more?
Green Eyes.
Oh, Green?
Green is always pushing me.
Yeah.
So, he stays on my eyes. He stays on it. He stays on it.
Good. I mean, and I think that's good to foster this type of community here is you have to have somebody that is on your ass like that, because there's so many artists out there that they'll take their craft and their passion and what their skill set is for granted sometimes.
Yeah, what I love about it is he has the same dream. So he's like, hey, I'm at the studio, where are you at? Yeah. Or I'll call him and be like, hey, what are you doing? I'm at the studio, where are you? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm slipping. It's time to come, get to work and get busy. Yeah.
So talking about Full Circle, let's bring it a little bit back to Riding Through the City. Like you said that you wanted a clubby pop vibe, but with this, how did you kind of come up with this single itself? What was the inspiration?
I really wanted something that was different. I wanted something that hit, and I wanted something that people can all relate to. And people love that style. Like, who doesn't want to ride through the city? Who doesn't want to ride with their top down? They kind of plugged in, and it kind of went in sync with the game right now. Yeah. Which is awesome, because I believe you got to stay 10 steps ahead of the game if you want to be a part of the game. I agree. I think it worked out. It played itself well, and it blended in with where it needed to go in hip-hop at this time.
Yeah, well, you did a great job. I know that everybody that's rolled through records has loved it. Everybody at Live at Liquid Joe's.
Yep, we did the song live. Everybody went crazy. Gave me an inspiration to keep on going harder. I'm trying to make more songs like it now. It's a little tough, but there's a lot of hits on the album that are dope, so it worked out perfectly.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way, and that you feel like the trajectory of everything that you've been doing is actually coming into play, and that you're on the right path. Right. Is that too much to say, or do you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel that way for sure. Yeah, game changer.
Good. How did you feel about your Live at Liquid Joe's concert?
I loved it. I thought it was very exciting. The crowd was amazing. The energy was right there. The artists were great. I think we all were so excited to get up there and finally do something as a team, as a label, and really show everybody what we're about and what we have to offer. So when we were able to go do that and we went so crazy, like I'm still getting feedback about that to this day. Like, people loved it. Good. So I think it was amazing. I think we did a great job, and the vibe was just right. And if we can continue to do that with songs like Riding Through the City, I think it's no telling where we're going to go.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
People are just going to come. They're going to want to listen to the music. They're going to want to be there. They're going to buy the tickets.
They will.
It's a whole fan base, and it's a community supporting community, because a lot of local talent was there as well.
There was, yeah.
And I myself heard some feedback from them.
Yeah, I seen them. I met some of them there. I got to get to know some of them there. I already knew some of them. But it's just cool because they can appreciate what we're doing as a label, and they're like, wow, you guys are really out there. You guys are really chasing the dream, and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Yep. Things that they might not be doing.
Oh, for sure. I was told that That was one of the best shows that they've actually seen at that venue.
You know what's crazy is a lot of people told me they've gone to 50 Cent, they've gone to Snoop Dogg, they've been through all these shows, but this one little show that we had worked out the best and they loved it the most, and I think it's because the energy was right.
Yeah.
The crowd was there, the people loved it, and you can't beat that. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah. I mean, I like that you say that you can't beat that, because you can't. It's that ultimate feeling of, everybody collecting in one space for this one particular thing.
Yes.
And it's to listen to music, because music is one of the number one unifiers all throughout the world.
Yeah.
And so on top of that, about music being a unifier, what do you say about the independent music scene here in Utah? Would you say that that's a unifier, or?
I'm not really sure. I'm not going to lie. I like the music here, and I think everybody plays an important role, but I'm not sounding cocky or however I say this, but I don't think they're putting that effort that we are putting in, that me and my fellow artists with ReScope Records are putting in. I think if they did do that, Utah would be in a bigger place right now.
Yeah.
If everybody had the same goal and the same driven passion, we would be more well off.
Yeah.
But we are all coming together. We all are starting together. But I do think that our team is pushing strong, and we're really making things happen. And you know what? Other artists are getting excited about it, and now they're trying to do more.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do more with us, which is a cool thing. So it's working out. I like it.
Good. I'm glad. It's nice to, see that not only what you're doing as an artist now with an indie label here in Utah, but you're actually inspiring other artists to kind of make more of that investment into their craft and into their passion.
Yeah, and it all plays out for the best. It works out for everybody, because if Utah takes off, it really goes for everybody. Yeah. Now everybody wants to hear Utah music. Everybody wants to hear what we're bringing out and what we're doing for the world.
Yeah.
And I think it starts here at ReScope Records.
I like that. That's great, because we've had a lot of feedback on what ReScope Records is doing and what the artists are doing, and I know that you yourself have just been like, all right, hey, let's move this shit, let's get it out there, let's do something. And so with this single being out now, are you happy about that?
I am excited. I love it. I'm happy. People love it. They like it. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. It's working out well, and I'm excited to bring new music, and I'm excited to drop another single and show the world what we've been working on here.
Yeah. So what is your future as NuSkool YLB? And actually, let's hold on that question for a minute. YLB. Okay. What is YLB?
It kind of was given to me, a little nickname, Young Lover Boy.
Okay.
I kind of had that player swag, kind of into that whole girly vibe, kind of make that whole girly music, the player talk, and it kind of rolled in, and it went well. Young Lover Boy, it kind of made sense,
Yeah.
My name was originally NuSkool, and it stuck, and it went well, but it kind of went with the whole NuSkool vibe that I'm bringing, the playboy, young lover boy kind of attitude.
Okay, I see. So you take yourself as a young lover boy?
I kind of am a young lover boy.
You want to be the guy that all the girls want to flock to?
I'm not being cocky, but I am that guy.
I'm not. Do you hear him every single time? I'm not being cocky, but let me let you know what's up. Okay.
Lover boy.
You
I gotta have the attitude of a lover boy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being cocky as long as that cockiness is backed up.
Right.
And it's really, is it cockiness or confidence?
I think it's confidence. And I don't even mean it in that type of way. I shouldn't say cocky. I think I'm very confident about what I have bring to the table.
Okay.
And
all
I
right.
can rely on that.
So then let's rewrite it, I'm not being cocky. Hey, listen to my confidence for a minute.
Right. And it makes more sense. Okay.
All right. So then with your future as NuSkool YLB, what do you see?
I see making great music, giving the fans what they want, giving the people what they want, and doing what I love. I'm not going to stop doing what I love. I'm not going to stop pushing the dream that I've dreamed my whole life. Mm-hmm. And, this is just the beginning of what I have to offer as an artist.
Yeah.
So.
Where'd the dream stem from?
My dad was doing music. I grew up around it my whole life. It's kind of been a dream to me since I was young. I grew up listening to Snoop Dogg and watching MTV Cribs, and I fell in love with it, and I knew it was for me right there.
Yeah.
And I started doing it at a young age, and people liked it, and I started growing towards me and started gravitating towards me, and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it serious, and I have been, and it's working out well. You know, it's playing how it should play.
Well, and you said that you were doing some stuff with your dad as a youngin' and whatnot. And so how old were you when you first hopped on that stage?
I was 8 years old. It was very nerve-wracking. I was very young. I was very shy. I'll never forget it. What I wore, everything. I remember it all. I put my head down and I was rapping to the crowd and I'm like this. And it was, it was kind of embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
But people clapped for me and they said, oh my gosh, you did so good. And then I grew confidence and I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
So that kind of solidified it.
Yeah. And it kind of took away that fear of being out there in front of so many people. Now I can do it and be happy with it. And I love seeing people sing the songs, and I love seeing people dance and wave their hands. It makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah, like you're putting that vibe out there, and everybody is just kind of, they're flocking to it. They're like, all right, this is a banger. I'm gonna vibe a little bit. I'm gonna show him what he did. Let him know that his work was great.
Yeah, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah, because there's nothing like being somebody who has a platform and utilizes it in a way for unification. Right. And that's, like we said, that's what music does. Yep. And so with you being so young and you hopping on that stage for the first time at, what did you say, 8 years old?
8 years old.
Yeah, at 8 years old. Good number. Good number.
Started off early. I didn't take it so serious until about a couple years ago. But, it did bring some type of level of ambition into my life. Mm-hmm. So it worked out.
So then what was that switch? You said you didn't start taking it too serious until a couple years ago. What kind of flipped that switch for you?
I said, okay, one day, I just kept rapping for everybody and people kept liking it. And people were like, when are you going to take it serious? When are you going to do more? Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I just had a hard time because I'm the artist where I like to buy my beats. I like to do it right. I want it mixed and I want it mastered. And the way I was looking at it before is like, oh my gosh, this is so much money and I'm wasting all this money, but you're really not. You're investing into yourself. And if you believe in your dream and you invest in yourself, then you're doing what you need to be doing. I think that's right. Yeah. If you truly believe in yourself, it's just an investment. Invest in yourself.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. It is an absolute investment. I mean, so many people. How many people have you told that have been like, "Oh, what do you do?" And you're like, "Oh, I make music."
Yeah, definitely.
What kind of those looks that you get, or that nonchalant whisper?
I do. I get some crazy looks, but a lot of times people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool!" Like, who have you worked with, or who do you know? And I'm like, okay. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're doing it like that. I'm like, I guess,
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
just doing what I'm supposed to.
It doesn't really matter who I've worked with or who I know, but you listen to my stuff, and I guarantee you're going to become a supporter.
You're going to like it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Network with me.
So why NuSkool? What brought you to that name?
I always grew up on that Bow Wow vibe. That's who I grew up listening to, was Bow Wow, Chris Brown, Soulja Boy. When Soulja Boy came out with Crank That,
Yeah.
And it was all just new stuff coming out, and it was all new swag. And I said, I got that new school sound, and I think I have a new school attitude, and I think I have a new style that hip-hop would appreciate.
Yeah.
So, I stuck with the name NuSkool. I call myself NuSkool, and it kind of rolled, and it stuck with it, and I think it plays very well.
I like it. I think it fits.
It
for
fits.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you are NuSkool. You bring that vibe about it. Most of your music is that NuSkool vibe.
Yeah.
And should I be saying YLB with this?
I mean, it all goes together.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I remember when the New Boys came out, everybody was like, oh, they're the New Boys. And, and I was like, oh, I'm NuSkool. Mm-hmm. And it kind of played together. It's kind of that new era.
Yeah. No, it made sense. So New Wave, your album, and this is going to be your debut album
This
with
is my
ReScope
debut
Records.
album. Yep, my
I
first
like it.
album ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you've only ever released singles?
I've only released singles. This is my first album ever, and it's through a label, so it's
Yeah.
very exciting. And I've always had a dream of releasing an album, and I can never bring myself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Until recently, I sat back and I was like, no wonder I didn't do it. Like, I wasn't supposed to do it yet.
Yeah.
And I'm, here we are now.
I like that thought process. No wonder I didn't do it. I wasn't supposed to do it yet.
I
Now I'm
wasn't
sitting
ready.
at a time where I am.
Yep. And that's why I decided to call it New Wave.
Okay, I like that. And it's not spelt like the typical new.
Yeah.
How is it spelled?
N-U.
Yeah, N-U. New Wave. That I'm not even writing it.
Yeah.
I'm not even writing it, but it's there. So why New Wave? Why is it New Wave?
I wanted to bring something new, a new style, something new that people would love and can relate to. And that's why I have the lover boy stuff. I have the party stuff. I have the wild stuff. I have the street stuff. And I wanted it all to play out, work out well. And I wanted to create a new sound that people would enjoy.
Yeah.
A whole new wave of things.
I like
and
it.
I think we're in that era where we need a new wave.
I completely agree. And I personally like it because one of the artists that I like to listen to, he has a verse, and it's like a creek to an ocean eventually connects. I found my way into that wave and wrote it with respect.
Dope.
And so I like the new wave idea because with every new wave, it just comes crashing into shore.
Yes.
And yeah, it can maybe demolish some things if it's large enough.
Right.
But what is it demolishing? Is it demolishing, something that shouldn't be there in the first place?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
all of the crap that goes on within the Salt Lake City music scene where community doesn't support community.
Right, definitely. And it happens. It's
Yeah.
there. And I
So-
think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, your album's going to crash in and it's going to be like, hey, listen, guys.
Check it out. I'm here. This is the new wave. And put some respect on my name. NuSkool.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, right?
Right. It's a dream. We're
So,
working on it.
NuSkool, with you starting out in music at such a young age, is there anything from that point in time, because you said you did music with your dad,
Yes.
is there anything that you can point out of differences from that point in time, music-wise, to now?
It's a whole total game changer. It's totally different. I didn't know what I was doing then, but even though I kind of was learning the game, I seen how they were doing it, and they recorded a whole different process. They recorded a different way from how we record and do things now is totally different because our system is so advanced that we have the tools to do it right in our pocket. Like,
Yeah.
I could do it on my phone if I wanted to, and it's easy for artists to want to be artists because all they got to do is go on their phone and record a song. It's a whole lot easier. I think the game changed in a major way.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that discount what they can actually do with their phone. And there's a lot of people that are like, there's no more need for a record label, there's no more need for this. And
Right.
like you said, it's an investment into your craft. And so when it comes to having the accessibility to do your craft over, just your phone, okay, I can record
Yeah.
this over my phone. Okay,
Yeah.
now I can throw it into my computer, into Pro Tools or Ableton or whatever software, so on is using,
Right.
that recording is going to sound this particular way. So now they created that
Sure.
new niche of sound.
Sure.
And so even though that's easy, is there anything that you could say about like the benefits of being signed to an indie label?
I think it's better to be signed. A lot of people want to go their own way. A lot of people want to do it solo. They want to be independent, and that's fine. If you can make it that way and you can do it, go for it.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed for it. This worked out better for me. I'm using it as a stepping stool. This took me in a major direction that I didn't have before. This is where I wasn't. And like you said, it's a major investment. And people don't think about that. Everybody wants to be signed because they think they're going to get a big old chunk of money, but they don't realize this is all a loan. This is an investment in your music. So you can go places, and eventually the money will come.
Yeah.
It's a huge investment. I didn't have the studio that I have now. I didn't have that access. I was paying money left and right. People would have me go to their studio and didn't even know what they were doing, and charge me $150 just to record something.
Yeah.
And then they would take 2 weeks to send it to me with no mix, no nothing. So yeah, this is a huge, major benefit. We get to do things that are fun. You know, they teach me game that I didn't know about. You know, we all share the same passion of this. So yeah, it's major.
You say they send you something with no mix, no master. They send you a rough bounce. Like, what you think, dude? What you think?
Yeah, and it's $150.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I don't like it. And they're like, well, that's what I have to offer.
Yeah, I think not. I paid you $150 to track and mix, not just
And I think
track
that's why it took so long to be serious about my music, is because I was like, I'm just spending money, and I was just getting frustrated, you know.
Yeah, and now you have, you know, a collective behind you. Yeah. Not only do you have access to the recording studio, but you don't pay for any of that time because you're signed with the label, and then you have access to the green room. You have access to videographers, photographers.
Yes,
you know, you have
the
a marketing team. Yeah.
And I have a team that I didn't have before. I have a team people dream of. People dream of having a team like I have.
Yeah.
They wish that they had that.
And isn't it nice though, because like with that team, it's more so a team of people who believe in your craft just as much as you do.
And that's what makes it amazing. We all want the same thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there ever any times when you're just like, damn, you know, I wish I was still an independent artist?
No, not at all. Not
really?
at all. I cannot. I don't even want to fathom what that would be like, because I'd probably be stressed out putting out whack mixtapes unmixed. Like, I wouldn't have like what I have now, and it's not a road I prefer to go down. Some people make it, some people don't, but I think that this is the best fit for me for now.
So with anybody like starting out wanting to go down this path of, you know, really taking their craft serious and their passion, is there any advice that you would give anybody, old, young, in the middle, whatever? Take
a step back and really think if it is your passion, because if it's not, don't waste your time. You have to really love this to want to do this, because it is sometimes a pain in the ass, and it is sometimes trouble. But you have to put in that effort, just like any other job. You go work a 9 to 5 and you put in all this time to get your paycheck. You have to do the same thing with your music. You can't just drop a song and say, okay, go blow me up. Like, you have to put in those hours and that time, and you have to play it step by step, and you got to take it easy. That's why Nipsey said it's a marathon. Don't sprint.
That's right. There's a lot of backing, you know, and I think that sometimes people don't realize how much actually goes into pushing their music out the way that it should be. You know, don't discount your music. You know, you wouldn't discount when you're doing it your job, because you're going to get, you know, a little bit, how do I say this? I want to choose my words wisely, you know, because you know me. I like to do that. I like to think before I speak, because it's important. When it comes to music, it's more so, okay, I'm going to set this budget, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to create this song. And now I know that since I created this song, I have to create a music video, all right? Or maybe I need to create a lyric video. But then how am I going to market myself? How am I going to promote myself? And all of that right there, people discount it.
It's all played into it. Everything comes with it. It's not just about making a song and throwing it on YouTube. It's not that easy anymore. And people think it's so easy to blow up because we have social media now, and it does give us a big leeway. But you still have to put in that effort. You got to draw in that fan base. You got to know how to put the thumbnails, and you got to know what you're doing. And you want quality music. You don't want people to be like, oh, it sounded like you recorded this in the shower. Like, you want it to sound right. You want them to have a good time to it, and you don't want to just slap some random words on a song and think it's going to blow up.
You're right.
Like, you really want to put your heart and your soul into this, and that's my advice. If you want to do this, I think you should give it your all, and if you're not ready for it, don't waste your time.
I'm glad that you said it. And I think that there's so much more that goes into being a musician or, you know, an artist of any sort, because it's not just that one hat that you're wearing. right? It's multiple hats because then you have to become, your producer, your director for your music videos. Yep. Then you have to become, like a graphic designer for your artwork.
Yeah, you have to. You better be ready for it. You got 6 jobs. Exactly. You're not only an artist, you got 6 jobs. Now you're in charge of everything that happens with your music because you have the vision of what you want, and now it's time to put your vision out there. Yeah,
and if you want to go out there, like you say, and you want to get on those stages, now you're your own manager. Now you're a tour manager, and this is all off the idea that you're doing it alone. Right. And not having a team behind you, which there's majority of people doing that.
It's tough, and shout out to those people who are able to do that. Yeah. Respect to you guys, because you guys are obviously doing something right. You're going hard. You're chasing the dream, and you must have the same passion as we have.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you've got to have some type of passion to do all that,
Mm-hmm. So what's going to solidify you in this dream for the long run? What are some key goals that you see yourself hitting in the next 5, 10, 15 years?
I'm going to roll with it, and I'm going to let things play out how it's supposed to play out. I don't want to push for something that isn't meant to happen yet at this time. Mm-hmm. But I believe that every step of the way, the more work I put in, the further I'm going to get. Yeah. It's like practice makes perfect, and you're not just going to get somewhere overnight. And, you really got to put in the time and the hours to get where you want to go. Mm-hmm. And even when you think you hit that limit, you want to go even higher. And when you hit that limit, you want to go even higher. It's a nonstop. You got to go. You got to go hard.
Yeah, you reach that peak, and once you reach that peak, you see that there's another mountain with an even higher peak. So you're just like, all right, I guess I'm going to keep trekking. Yeah.
So I do picture big things for my future, and I do picture big things for NuSkool, and I do picture big things for my fellow artists, and that's just all a part of the process. We just got to keep on climbing and climbing and climbing, because even when we do get to that place, we got another place to go to.
Yeah, the game don't stop, right?
It don't stop. There's no ceiling. You can say you hit the ceiling, but you didn't. The ceiling can go all the way up. Yeah, it don't stop.
It's imagination is the limitation, and that's all it is. Especially when it comes to music. As long as you keep producing, you keep doing what you love. I mean, in the end, so many people are going to come at you this way, that way, up, down, all of the above. But as long as you keep that within your core, I mean, you're still going to go.
Right. I get a lot of criticism of people saying, you should do it this way. You should do it that way. Oh, no, you didn't do that right. Oh, you didn't do that right. And I'm like, are you putting in the time? Are you putting in the effort? Yeah. Are you doing all the stuff that I have to do that you don't see that I do? Mm-hmm. I'm doing as much as I can as a man. That's why I love having a team who can back me and support me and do everything that I can do. I have a great team who I can fall back on, and I'm blessed to be able to say that.
Oh, absolutely. You are blessed to have a team, and good on you for even, going out of your comfort zone and saying, all right, I'm willing to let people in to actually help me with what I want to do and help me achieve these goals.
Yeah, I'm nobody without my team. We're all NuSkool.
I wouldn't say that. Nobody's nobody, but it's I
really
you understand the benefits.
Yeah, I understand the benefit, and I know that I can rely on my team to pick up my slack.
And that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
You trust the people that you walk in with.
Trust them.
And you always keep your wits about you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, is there I don't know how to say this. Is there a funny story or anything like that from any of the times that you've been on stage or any of the times working within music that you were just like, oh shit, I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life?
Yeah, so many memories. That's the funny part about it, is it just don't stop. There's always gonna be something that you just won't forget. You can be on stage performing, next thing you know, you're on the floor. Not that that's happened to me before.
I was going to say, so you got too drunk and you passed out?
No, but I've seen some crazy stuff. I don't know if I've had any embarrassing stories, but I've seen a lot of embarrassing things happen to other artists, and I was there to witness it.
Care to share?
Man, I saw Blueface trip off a stage. He stood. He was faded. He went on a big old speaker. He fell off of the side of the speaker.
Is that the one where there was a whole viral thing going on about the fight?
He got in his baby mama, Jaden and Alexis, had gotten in a fight with some girl. But yeah, everybody was drunk. Everybody was all over the place. So.
Yeah. But no, either way, like I'm really proud of how far you came. I've been following what you've been doing, and you know I've watched your progression, and I can definitely say that there's a lot of artists out there that won't take it as serious, and they won't come to rehearsals, and they won't do these particular things.
Sometimes you have to remember it's not all about the funny business, and it's not all fun and games, and sometimes you have to be serious about it. And I think that another discussion, I think a part of the team picking up my slack is they've showed me that is, hey, we take you serious, you need to take us serious. Yeah. And this is your dream, not ours. So take your dream serious and let's do this.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you have people around you that are truly invested in helping you along your path, because they're noticing where there's certain things that you could do a little bit better. And I think that's the part about having friends and having a community, because if you're just gonna, blow smoke up my ass all day long, then all right, I'll do it right back. Right. But in all honesty, we're not those people, and I know that you're not. So it's more like, all right, tell me what I need to hear and let me get on it.
Right. Right. Yep.
Is there any way in which before joining ReScope Records, you were like, okay, I could do a little bit better here, but you just didn't, and then coming to ReScope and being with these artists?
It was a big game changer.
Yeah.
I had all the time in the world to do anything I wanted to do, and post when I want to post and drop what I want to drop. But you have to really realize there's a time and a place for everything, and you don't want to just throw all this out there. Like, quality over quantity in my idea, to me.
For sure. This is interesting. This is like a whole new NuSkool on this podcast that I'm seeing. I'm so intrigued. I'm just like, NuSkool with the cross legs and the arms out and the soft speaking.
I've had a major eye opener lately.
Yeah.
And
is it since because you just had a new kid, right?
Yeah, I just had a baby girl, and she opened my eyes to a lot of things. And that's another thing. I really want to go hard for my family. I really want to go hard for her. I want her to grow up in a life that I didn't have, or, I want her to see something new,
Yeah, I do. And
she deserves it.
She does, a youngin', you're the dad. You gotta make sure she's taken care of.
Yeah, and this is the dream I choose to pursue. So if I'm gonna do it, I gotta feed her. I gotta feed my boys. Okay, it's time to get serious about this.
Yeah,
because this is all I got, and I'm gonna pour my heart into it. I have to make it.
Yep, you got to make something happen, and so you will, right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what you got, and that's what you got to do.
That's what I got to do.
Is this your first girl?
This is my first girl.
All right.
And I think that's what the game changer is.
You're like, okay, everything's changed now. First girl, all I had was boys.
And now I'm like,
So what switched? What was that change? What's the difference?
With boys, you're like not so worried. Boys will be boys. You don't have to feel that pressure. Like, I take care of my boys regardless. They're straight. They're fine. They can see me however. I don't have to worry about who I am around them because they're boys. But I had my daughter, and I just don't want to be that person that I was around her. She don't deserve to see that side of me.
So you don't want to be the young lover boy?
I would love to be the younger boy, but I can't do it forever, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what would that change be? If you weren't young lover boy, what would it be?
Young lyrical boy.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to keep the YLB.
That was fast.
I'm going to keep the YLB.
I like it.
But for now, I'm still that lover boy.
Okay, lover boy. Well, you're riding through the city. You want to close this out with me? You want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Yo, check me out on NuSkoolYLB.com, NuSkool YLB on Instagram, NuSkool YLB on Facebook, NuSkool YLB on YouTube. Check me out on ReScopeRecords.com and NuSkool YLB, and it's your boy NuSkool YLB, ReScope.
That was a lot of NuSkool YLBs. In case you didn't know, you can find him on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and anything else out there, TikTok. This is the Scope Podcast, and I am Chance, your host today. And again, we were talking about the new release of his debut single with ReScope Records, and it is called Riding Through the City. So once again, you want to close this out? Say you want to ride through the motherfucking city with me?
Say you want to ride with the motherfucking top down? Yeah.
Why do I always freeze up at that point? I don't freeze up at this point when I'm not on camera. What is that? Do. Beat the fucking block down.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on The Scope today with NuSkool YLB. And again, my name is Chance, and we really enjoyed today's episode.
It was great.
You can find all of The Scope's information in the description below. So that is all of the major platforms that you can not only find us on, but the major platforms that you can find ReScope Records and NuSkool YLB on. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Catch you next time.
One.